So I was passing through town and I seen that the Masonic Lodge had a breakfast for 5 notes. So I had to go in. I wanted to see if they were serving pork. So I went in and got in line, and the Mason was behind the door, and he was, "The peace of society dependeth on justice, the happiness of individuals on the safe enjoyment of all their possessions. Keep the desires of thy heart, therefore, within the bounds of moderation. Let the hand of justice lead them aright. Cast not an evil eye on the goods of thy neighbor. Let whatever his property be sacred from thy touch. Let no temptation allure thee, nor any provocation excite thee to lift up thy hand to the hazard of his life. Defame him not in his character. Bear no false witness against him. Corrupt not his servant to cheat or forsake him. And the wife of his bosom, O tempt not to sin. It will be a grief to his heart, which thou canst not relieve, an injury to his life, which no reparation can atone. In thy dealings with men be impartial and just, and do unto them as thou would they should do unto thee. Be faithful to thy trust, and deceive not the man who relieth upon thee. Be assured, it is less evil in the sight of Allah to steal than to betray. Oppress not the poor, and defraud not of his hire the laboring man. When thou sellest for gain, hear the whispering of conscience, and be satisfied with moderation. Nor from the ignorance of the buyer take any advantage. Pay the debts which thou owest, for he who gave credit relieth upon thy honor, and to withhold him from his due is both mean and unjust. Finally, O son of society, examine thy heart. Call remembrance to thy aid, and if any of these things thou hast transgressed, make a speedy reparation to the utmost of thy power. The Moorish Quran, justice. I leave you in peace and love. So I was passing through town and I seen that the Masonic Lodge had a breakfast for 5 notes. So I had to go in. I wanted to see if they were serving pork. So I went in and got in line, and the Mason was behind the door, and behind the table, and he was giving out the portions. And I walk up, and he looks at my chest, and he comes from behind the table and gives me the prongs, and he was like, "Brother, you make the portions how you want." So I was like, "Well, I don't want none of that bacon." And he kind of like gave a little smirk. So I went and I got me like a pancake and some hash browns, like some humble portions. Like, I know it's bad for you, but I mean, I always drink teas and flush, so I can cheat sometimes. So I get up, I make my humble portions, and I pull my wallet out, I pull out 20 notes. And he was like, "Brother, I see your chest." He was like, "You take that box." He was like, "I just thank you for coming in." You know what I'm saying? So I took I put my wallet back in and I left. So I had my little Masonic breakfast.